This is the Ferrari 166mm. This car was famous in the Mille Miglia event in 1948, which Ferrari won. In 1949, Ferrari with the 1.6mm conquered the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the Spa 24 Hours, coming first in both events. Evidently, this Ferrari has many accolades to its name. The original engine, a 2-litre V12, produced up to 140 horsepower, which considered in today's standards is not very much. Back in the day, this Ferrari had a top speed of 220 km an hour, or 137 miles per hour. In its barchetta form, it weighed just 650 kilograms, so I devised a test. What if, with this barchetta body, very light, very stable, was to have modern power? The modern powertrain used was Ferrari's own 458 engine, producing at stock 562 horsepower. However, I decided to modestly bump up the power figure to 626 horsepower, making this little boat rapid. The current build of this car and upgrades will be shown on the screen now. In this current configuration, we have a current power to weight ratio just over 1,000 horsepower per tonne. So here is the absolute monster that I've created. You can see, even off-road, that it is fairly formidable, and it sort of likes to drift. Well, fairly much. Ooh, it does become squirrely when you try and straighten it up. The rally tyres are obviously doing their job. I wanted to keep this vehicle below S1, so that's why I put rally tyres on it, and to see how much horsepower I could get out of it without using forced induction. However, once you get it onto a straight, it is lightning fast. Though it's extremely easy to step the back end out a bit too far. I am now practicing with my build on the Broadway Village circuit. Admittedly, with all the upgrades, it's a very fun car to hoot around. The in-gear acceleration is truly phenomenal. That's where this Ferrari shines. Trying to maintain traction in corners means you have to blip the throttle every so often, otherwise you'll just spin out. I noticed that the car is also very stable under braking, and as it's so light, it's fairly easy to turn as long as you use throttle gingerly. It's time to put the little barchetta under its paces. I'm going to do a track test, a 0 to 60, 0 to 100 and top speed roll. You may have noticed earlier that the specs on the tuning sheet were quite inaccurate, as I'll prove soon. Like I said, the previous top speed of the stock car was 137 miles an hour. Let's see what it can do now. I have a feeling that traction issues may be inevitable. Now I thought instead of doing an extra quarter mile test, I decided to do a half mile, as it doesn't bring justice to it. So we're going to do a longer distance and hopefully get a very good time. Now it's time for the final test, the track test.
Hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's Amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. To play tippy tippy tay, tippy 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 tay, tippy tippy like a guitarella. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's Amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's Amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hard to play, tippy tippy tay, tippy 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 tay, tippy tippy like a guitarella. Hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's Amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Amore. When the world seems to shine like
Across the line in just over 50 seconds dead, an impressive time. Like I said, the driving dynamics of this Ferrari is certainly fun and fairly effective at lap times. However, braking is impressive, but when you're in the corner, it seems to be quite floaty. A major letdown for this Ferrari is truly the tyres. The tyres are not up to scratch for the amount of power that it is unleashing onto the road. Admittedly, this is an S1 build after all, and that's where the restriction applies.